Guys, we're back. We made it to episode 2. This is crazy.
Episode.
So this week, we're started talking about Fashion Week. So Gabbie just got back. Hence the delay. Joke.
Oh my God.
But we're finally back and we're ready to talk about it. Like, honestly, like, you've been so busy. I haven't properly asked you.
I know.
So we're all hearing it first, guys.
Yeah. Like, I haven't really had the time to make cuento with a lot of people about it because I just got back a few days ago.
He's still jet lagging.
Oh my God. It's like the worst jet lag of my life. Like, I've never experienced this. It's crazy.
Actually, Europe is the worst.
It's coming home
back.
from Europe.
Because you're not excited now. Like, I'm excited
like,
when you go there and you're like, I'll suck it up.
Like, when I got there, I feel like I was only really jet lagged maybe the first day. Like, at dinner time, I was like, I'm so sleepy because what time is that in Manila time? But the next day, fine. Like, I was not jet lagged at all.
It's the European lighting, like,
I'm not getting any
up.
sleep. I'm not getting any sleep here. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night, wide awake.
Well, thank you for gracing us with your sleepy presence.
A very caffeinated presence right now.
We're tweaking a little. We both just like downed an espresso shot. So if we're a little tweaky, it's because of the coffee. But let's get into it. Like, I think a lot of people want to know. I sort of was with you when you sort of went through the whole like process of getting shows. But I think a lot of people are very curious as to how did Fashion Week sort of come about?
Yeah. So the thing is, I feel like there's a lot of ways you can get an invite. So do we start with like enumerating that? But I mean, like my way, you know, it sort of like just all fell into place, luckily. So what happened with me, so I do work with quite a few luxury brands locally. And I have a pretty good relationship with Hermes here. So was that last year or sometime last year, like maybe end of last year, the PR for Hermes, we were just like talking at an event and then she was saying, you know, you'd do great if you attended Fashion Week. Like, I'd feel like you'd be a good fit for it. And she told me, you know, if ever you want to go, like Hermes Men's coming up. And then at the time, I think the next one was going to be January. It was too soon. And I said, you know what?
Cold.
Yeah. I was like, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll go the next one, which is June for spring, summer. But then, you know, I didn't really think much of it. But as like the months passed by, I was like, this is something I really want to try to do. I mean, it's been a dream. I think anyone that's into fashion, it's like their dream. Like, I want to go to Fashion Week. I want to see the shows to see how it is. It seems so much like fun. So maybe the following year, like March, I was decided, okay, I think I'll go in June. So I reached out to her. I said, okay, I'm going to go. And she was like super supportive. And she said, we'd love to invite you. We'd love to have you at the show. So that was the first thing I had. But from there, I don't
just want to do a mess. I'm like, if I'm going to go all the way over
if I'm there, like, might as well see what else, you know, shows I can attend. So, luckily I already work with like some of the PR companies for other brands and like the PR for other brands. Like,
because it's not like you can just DM.
I know it's not like you can cold email and be like, hi, my name is Gabbie, you know. So at least they know me already. And I just said, I'm going to Paris in June, would love to attend, you know, whatever you have. So it's really just from there. That's how it started. And, you know, it's not like that easy. It's not like immediately they were like, okay, yes, go to this show and that. Like, a lot of shows confirmed like really late, like close to the date of me leaving already. And in fact, like, I actually was supposed to go to a show. Like, they told me like the day itself. I just didn't get to go because, you know, like I had other stuff lined up. But it's crazy. That's how it happens. Like, that's how last minute it is. I don't think people realize how last minute some invites are.
I feel like that's all part of the sort of fun about it. It's like, I think especially coming from the Philippines, like, we don't have as much access to a lot of these shows. And so there's a lot of pitching, I think, that goes involved as well.
For sure. It's kind of sad to say, but like the Philippines right now is not like the priority market. But I guess it's also understandable. We're not as big of a market as like, let's say, China, among Asia.
Grab at the Chinese.
Yeah, like the China market. I mean, of course, they're like a huge country. So of course, they're a huge market, but there's a lot of emerging Asian markets as well.
Especially
But
Korea.
yeah,
I think
like the
Thailand
Philippines
as
is
well.
not yet there. But I have to say though, like at least we're getting a lot more representation out there than we used to.
Especially in the men's category, you know. I think
That's true.
for years there's always been a lot of women going.
I mean, that's also a priority I had. I said if I'm going fashion week, I want to go for men's week because there's not a lot of people that cover it here. I mean, now for women's, you know, we've had Heart, Pia. There's a lot of people that cover women's, I think, and like really big celebrities. But for men's, it's just a handful, right? And only recently too.
Have everyone
Yeah.
started to go. But no, it's a lot of work. Like there's a lot of pitching involved. You didn't mention this, but you can also not just go through the PR, but you can go through press as well.
You can.
So you basically
I mean,
have to like bug whoever you think can get you an invite to whatever
Yeah.
show. Like you can't be picky about this.
I mean, some of the shows I did, I got through working with L'Officiel. Like, we did like a collab reel.
Shout
And I
out
was
Laura.
I know, shout out to Loris. Amazing. Like, I was just lucky, like, she was like asking me, do you want to cover for us? And of course, I'd love to. I mean,
And it's easier
It's
because
so
you get to
fun.
cover, plus you get to attend, you know? And I
Yeah.
think, again, I think we mentioned this in the first episode. It's all about networking, building your brand,
definitely.
and like meeting people and being like, hey, like, I want to go. I'll be there. If you can help me out, that'd be amazing. you
Yeah.
know? But I think everyone, even like
There's just that
bigger-
misconception that it's so glamorous where it's like, you are invited, like, white glove delivery of this invite or whatever. It doesn't, and then they're gonna pay for your flight and everything and be like, you know, super VIP. Like, it's not like that. I guess if you're like a huge celebrity ambassador, like a K-pop idol or
Miss Jisoo.
yeah, if you're like Natalie Portman
Yeah.
or something like that for Dior, you know what I mean? But that's not really how it works, especially as like a creator. You really do have to like hustle your way.
It's really an investment, you know? And I think if you love what you do,
oh, that's for sure an investment.
it's a really big game changer and for your career. But again,
That's
you really
so true.
need to know like the history of the brand. You really like if you're gonna go, make sure
You're going for the right reasons.
Yeah, you're going for the right reasons.
Yeah.
It's not about clout because it's not
I was gonna say,
the
you know,
most
like,
glamorous. You know,
yeah, people always think it's like this CNBC and I just want to be glamorous. I want to be this. I want to be that. That's sort of not how it works. Like if your point is like you want to get more famous, you want to, you know what I mean? It's not really, I wouldn't say that's the way to go. I mean, like maybe go to Cannes or something, like go to red carpet, not Fashion Week. You know, Fashion
what
Week.
is it? Is it like $15,000
Okay,
to walk the
don't
carpet?
get me
If you
wrong.
have that budget,
Like, don't get me wrong, I had so much fun at Fashion Week because I love fashion, but it's not as glamorous as you think. It's pretty, I wouldn't say chill, but you know, when you're there, it's not that, ooh.
because you're thinking about content. You're thinking about last minute shows you're getting invited
Yeah.
to. And again, like
It's hectic.
as a smaller creator, you don't have
A team
like a
with
team
you.
that's just following you around. Like you're changing in cars. And yes, it's fun. It seems a little glamorous, but especially if you go with like a press outlet, you have deliverables you have to do. So you're
Yeah.
not just sitting pretty, like waiting for the show to start. You're working. Like it's work, you know? It's
Yeah.
not just sunshine and rainbows. That just came to me. It's not like I've been waiting to say that. That just came to me. But no, it's like a lot of work. But I think because you love what you do, you really, really enjoyed it.
No,
you know?
you definitely have to love it for you to like want to go. I mean, for you to have a good time there because it's really a lot of work. And I know that sounds, I bet someone's listening like, oh my God, a lot of work. Like what, changing, watching
Let
a
us
show?
complain about our
Take a minute.
problems.
I'm not really complaining. I'm not even really complaining. I'm just like,
The
it's just
reality of
facts.
it.
It's the reality of it. It's not that glamorous. Anyone who's attended Fashion Week and continues to attend, I'm sure they can vouch for it too and say, yeah, it's really not as glam.
Like, you know, life is not a real. It's not all about the stuff you see online. There's a lot more than meets.
There's
the
a lot of
eye.
smoke and mirrors too, by the way.
Exactly.
It's actually kind of crazy. Like, oh my gosh, so a lot of people, I think, go and like they don't even really have a seat. Like, some people, like, I love them on Instagram, and then I'd see them take pictures in like the front row, and then when the actual show starts, they're in the standing. It happens more often than you think. I've seen it a lot.
Name them.
No, I'm not gonna expose, but
Name
like,
them.
yeah.
Let us know if you want to
That's the
know. Bombard Gabbie.
No, but you know what? That's the reality of it. But like personally, I said this before I ever even thought Fashion Week was a reality for me. I said I could be in standing and I'd be grateful to be there. It's my dream.
Yeah,
it really
like,
is my dream since I was like a kid to go to Fashion Week.
Maybe
I don't
here,
care.
I'm like, okay, front row or nothing. But like abroad, like you realize when you go abroad that like there's so much more competition. Everyone's fighting for that same spot. And you should be grateful that someone from like the Philippines like
is given
is
a
able to
seat.
go, you know?
Yeah.
Or even the opportunity to stand.
Oh my God. Somebody, I had like a hater comment on one of my Love is Yao reels where they were like, third row is so pathetic. Somebody said that. And
You commenting
I
on
know,
this
I
reel
wanted to
is a little
reply.
pathetic.
I wanted to reply, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, I see you commenting from like the first row. like where are you? Like, you have a front row seat to like the Instagram live. Like I'm at the third row at like the actual show.
They're probably
so, like,
not even
calm
watching.
down.
They're probably not even watching.
Yeah, but my point is like, there's no shame in my game. I'm not ashamed of like sitting in the third row. It's literally my first Fashion Week. I was literally humbled to be there.
Yeah.
And like you said, the competition to just be there
Just
is
a little humble
crazy.
bragging.
No, I'm honestly like humbled
I
to be
was
there.
so-
Like it's crazy. The competition's crazy.
Yeah.
Like what do you expect? I'm not expecting to be in the front row
Yeah.
ever.
I don't expect to be in the front row ever.
Like,
anyway,
hello.
too. Like, put me in the standing, Lily.
I
Put me in
know.
the back. Like, I'm.
That's
grateful
also
for
me. Put me in the
anything.
back. I'm fine.
But okay, so should we talk about like all your fits? Like, how did you
Oh my
sort of plan that?
You know what? I had a lot of questions also because I think you see like celebrities be dressed and stuff, and sometimes you do
We'd
get
be
to pull
not getting
out.
dressed.
Sometimes you
We'd
get
be
to pull
doing-
out. You know, when some brands did send me pieces that they had like samples to bring, but not full looks. Not like if you're like a brand ambassador, of course, or like a really big personality, they'll send you full looks to wear like current season, whatever.
But I feel like you're also able to show your personality that way. Like the way
Yeah.
you style things,
Honestly,
we're very different from other
There's, like-
people, and your personality was able to come out more.
there's
you
like
know?
a brand I didn't wear what they sent me because I didn't like it or it was not fitting me right, and I said, you know what, like I want to wear something that's true to me. You know, I felt like it's also your, like what we talked about even in the first episode. It's your responsibility to be
Circling back.
circling back to that. It's your responsibility to be authentic to your followers, and you know, I've had a lot of followers that have like been with me since I started TikTok, and so like when I posted, they're like so excited for me to be in Fashion Week. They're really following,
Like it's a
and I
good
said,
step.
you know, I owe it to them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm gonna do Fashion Week as organic, as authentic as possible. To
Hashtag
that,
authentic
hashtag authentic
life.
Like, life is not a real.
Life is not a real-
I hate that we keep going back to the title, but no, yeah.
See,
so,
guys, it makes sense now. Episode 2, it's all making sense. If you're confused in the first episode, now it's like, oh, I sort of get what they're on.
So a lot
Like,
of my outfits I bought myself too. So, or at least like pieces, each outfit, like pieces I bought myself, like included pieces I bought myself for the show or that I already had.
grab at the budget.
Oh my God. I had to like actually budget. I barely shopped in the first
Because you're
half of
focusing on all the
2024, I
shows.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't shop as crazy. First half of 2024, like how I usually shop, I had to curb because I knew like, wait, I need to have budget for Fashion Week. Like, I want to be able to like wear the looks that I want to wear to the show and not just rely on whatever I can get for free. You know what I mean?
What was your favorite look?
Oh my God, my favorite one was Loewe, I think. Oh wait,
I love
You know what?
honestly, that photo.
now that
You know, I've
I'm
taken a
not
photo
sure.
in that exact same spot.
Really? Like that avenue to whatever. Oh my God, that was so like spontaneous, that shoot. And it turned out so well. Like that, I think we only took like one or two like in that pose.
Grab a one-shot wonder.
Like in that pose, and it turned out so well. I'm so happy because like my friend, you know her, Ophelia, she lives in Paris now, and she was like, I'll shoot for you. Like all
She's
this
gonna be so
stuff,
collected that she
whatever.
got a shout out.
Oh my God,
She's
shout
like
out to Ophelia.
first
I
shout
love
out.
her. Like, love her because she literally took all my pictures. We just went, she told me, like, I know a spot if you want to do an Eiffel Tower thing. And then I was in
Was
my
she with
Loewe
me?
look. She was with you in Paris, right?
No, when did
for
she-
that one, for that shot. Was it with her?
I think so.
But yeah, so I got on the ledge. Like, I was like lying down on the ledge, and there's probably like a swarm of tourists looking at me like, what the like, what's he doing?
fashion, baby.
It's embarrassing. But like, I was like, whatever. I want to get like a really cute shot, and it turned out really nice. So I'm happy about that. But you know what? I feel like that photo is the reason why the Loewe look is my favorite. Like maybe
It's all
because now
about
I'm
the
thinking about it.
content.
Like, what's my favorite look?
But Gabbie,
That-
life is not a reel.
That wasn't a reel. That was a carousel.
Yeah. Carousel naman.
That was an
Should we
Instagram
change the
carousel.
name?
Life is not a carousel. That makes no sense.
Episode 2,
It's
we're
like,
already
what are you talking
changing
about?
names. I'm over the frigging name already.
Yeah, but I also really loved the Kenzo one because I felt like nobody was wearing, like, you know how Kenzo does a lot of kimono, and I was wearing like a Kenzo kimono top, but no one was like styling it the way I did, I feel. So I did it with like a
So you think you're special?
no, I actually do. I think I'm special.
I am
But
special.
like, okay, like I brought like my Carl Jan Cruz jeans that I just got. And then I had like these Issey Miyake collaboration sandals that were like inspired by like this Japanese sandal look. And I had like tabby
Very
socks.
Kenzo.
So I
Very
thought like,
Kenzo.
oh my God, I felt like it was super fun because we're tapping into like that Japanese roots of Kenzo. And then I had the current season kimono shirt. So it was like a fun way to sort of
Wait,
style.
is that the
what
one I
have
got?
now. No, actually,
This
there was
shirt
something else.
different?
But I did wear that shirt too.
That's nice. Let's talk about like the actual show. Like, I want to know, who did you see?
Oh my God.
What were the vibes? No,
This
so
is
I want to know like what happened at the shows. Like, what were your favorite
Oh my God.
shows? Any favorite cuties you saw?
You know, what's my first show? My first show was Orally.
Fine, you knew that. Now you're like,
No, because I was trying to think if it was Acne,
Yeah.
but the Acne wasn't
No.
really. No, Orally
Sure.
is my very first one. So, Orly's not really a big show. I mean, it's not a big brand.
I feel like that was a good start though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's sort of like a warm up. As much as I love Orally, it was a warm up because, in terms of like, you know, like the scale of shows, like some shows are like celebrity fanfare and everything. That was not it.
But the real fashion people know.
yeah,
you
they,
know?
or I think like Orly's gonna blow up. Honestly, like soon.
And
At
you know,
some
that's
point,
why a lot of brands, like
TBH.
even ones that aren't part of actual fashion week,
Yeah.
because other brands will still present things, but
Right.
they're not part of the official lineup.
Yeah,
But that's how you got to do it, you know?
yeah. So Orly was like pretty chill because it was a smaller venue. It was like a smaller
A little
show.
intimate sesh with Orly.
Yeah, but then it's nothing like the bigger shows, I have to say. So like my first big show was Kenzo.
Iconic.
And that was really big because they invited like a lot of people. Like there was like Vernon from 17. You know 17, right? You took a picture with like the 17 standees in Korea.
Of course, I know 17. I know they're not.
You know 17.
Wait, I know they're actually not 17.
Yeah,
they're
they're
14,
they're like
right?
13.
13?
I'm sorry also if I got that wrong because 17 is not like my major, like, I'm not a major fan of that group, but I know them too.
Stay tuned for our K-pop.
K-pop for like a K-pop episode. No,
Yeah.
but like, so Vernon was there. Everyone's waiting for him. So like, there's so many fans outside. It was actually insane.
They weren't there for you? They haven't seen your TikToks?
Oh my God, you want to know something funny? So like, a lot of people there, they just scream whenever they see an Asian.
Thinking like,
They
oh my
think
god.
they're probably like a like Korean or Chinese celebrity. But oh my gosh, there's also like Win Win who,
I know Win-Win.
do you know Win Win? He's from Wavy.
Of
And
course,
NCT.
I do.
And I'm like an NCT stan, so I was super excited. So I went to Kenzo with La Fusiel, and one of the things for the reels, they wanted to get like, you know, like celebrities and guests.
Saying hi.
Yeah, saying hi and stuff. But
Actually,
I wanted to do
what was
something
the
more.
question? I love the question.
Oh my
you
gosh,
did.
I thought of that question because they wanted like greetings and stuff, and I was like, can we do something more like substantial? Because I wanted like well-rounded coverage. So
Because
I
you're a
wanted-
well-rounded person.
So I wanted like for it to sort of be connected to the brand and the runway collection. I didn't want it to just be like, hi, I'm whoever. So I asked them, describe Kenzo in one word.
How would you describe Kenzo in one word?
Like eccentric, maybe. Maybe that's like the first thing that comes to mind for me. And I got to interview a lot of people for that, and it was super fun. But you know, it's like I couldn't interview Vernon. He was really nice though. Like I was like, hey, and then he was like super ready, and he even was like up to have a picture with me. And then his I don't know if his manager or like guard was like, no.
That's so rude.
I know, that was such a bummer. And he was even like giving a sad face because he really wanted to do it. Like he was so up for it.
Becca, he's like, saw your TikToks. He's like, I know who you are.
I doubt that. I don't even, oh my God, I doubt that. But so the shows only last for like maybe 15 minutes, like the actual shows.
It's longer than the shows here, though.
Like
You know?
the longer, like you're there longer than the actual show. It's the waiting before.
But I feel like that's fun. That's like the energy. That's when you get to really see people, like the craziness. Like,
Oh, for sure. That's where
That's
you all
fun.
interact. That's where you meet people. That's where you sort of mingle. That's where you talk. And a lot of people are taking their content before the show starts.
so you want to get there early.
Yeah,
But not too
Not
early.
too early because actually a lot of us were there waiting outside because they didn't really open the doors on time. I don't know why, but it was getting crazy outside. I remember it was getting
Kenzo
crazy.
fixed your bleep.
That was not Kenzo. It was like probably like the agency that handled the whole
Yeah.
thing. But so a lot of the guests were like waiting outside, and it was starting to get crazier and crazier because there were fans waiting for, their respective celebrities that they adore, and so
All your fans.
all my fans. No, there were so many fans. It was getting crazy, and then finally we got in, and it wasn't until like I don't know how long it took, but it was taking quite a while. It didn't start on time. And that's actually the norm, I think, in Fashion Week. A lot of shows don't start on time. I was actually so pleasantly surprised when a show would start on time.
They're following the Filipino
Yeah, they're
schedule.
actually Filipino time. They're Filipino time. But I know they're a little bit strict in terms of like letting you into the venue. So if you're late into the venue,
You can't
like they
go in.
won't let you in.
I've
But
seen like big celebs like
not
like,
get in.
No.
Yeah, like some people do complain. Like
Unless you're the ambassador and they'll wait for you.
yeah, but I feel like if you're the ambassador,
You know.
then they're probably the ones like transporting you from place to place, so they'll
So they
make
know.
sure to get you there on time. But yeah, the show doesn't start on time, but it's actually you're right. It's really fun before the show starts because you sort of get to walk around the venue, take your pictures, and then for me, I was like sort of getting greetings, getting like little interview clips, and it's also where you get to meet people. It's super fun.
Yeah. Who did you meet? Like who else?
What else did I see? Oh my god, you know what really
Who are the
embarrassing?
cuties?
You know what's
and
really
who are not cute
embarrassing?
IRL.
What's really embarrassing is I was talking to Kit Price and I didn't know who he was. Like somebody just told me after, like that was Kit
Can
Price.
we do a moment of silence
That
for
was
like
Kit
you not knowing who he is?
Oh my god, like no, but the name rang a bell. Like after someone's like that's Kit Price, I was like, what?
Pretty sure I've
But
sent you his TikToks
I'm
before.
sure I've seen his TikToks, but it's just like I'm not like following him, so I don't really super know.
Super cute.
But that's super funny.
Kit, if you're listening, we
I'm embarrassed. I'm so sorry, but he was super nice also. So
At least it wasn't like Kit Connor or like
I know Kit Connor. I also saw Kit Connor at the Loewe show.
because he's a Loewe
Yeah.
girly.
Loewe was so much fun. I even saw Anna Wintour. And she was
Oh my God.
smiling. She even laughed. I have a clip of it.
She laughed, guys.
I have a clip of it. She was like
Sell
giggling.
it to TMZ.
I know. That's like a rare sight. I can't believe I witnessed that live.
Were there any moments or any people where you were like a little disappointed or like, because like sometimes you meet your idols or people that you follow in real life and you realize, oh, they sort of suck.
I saw my Instagram crush. He
Are we
wasn't as
naming
cute.
him?
No,
Are
I'm
we
not naming him. He wasn't as cute.
Honestly, I think no one knows
He
who he
wasn't as
is except for
cute.
both of us.
Really, I feel like people who are into fashion probably follow him, but he wasn't as cute. But in terms of like, I know what you're talking about, like the never meet your heroes type. I didn't really have that experience. The truth is, they're so chill there.
Like I don't want to
You
meet
can-
Justin Bieber.
You can go up to anyone and talk to them. Not in a weird way, not in a creepy way, of course,
Well,
right? But when you're in the fashion show, everyone's just like, you can talk to your seatmate, you can like talk to like the person next to you or whatever.
Well, I
or
feel like you're
whoever's
all
there.
peers. So like once you get invited to that, everyone sort of knows, okay, you're sort of well respected and wherever you're from, whatever your background is. So it's sort of like,
'cause
okay,
I was
we can all be
nervous.
friends.
I was a little nervous first. I'll be like, oh my God, everyone's going to be like, who is he? And I roll or whatever. But like, no, I didn't really feel that.
Everyone's just vibing.
Everyone was super chill. Like everyone was, I wouldn't say like, oh, everyone's so welcoming. Like, no one goes out of their way to like welcome you or something. But yeah, everyone's pretty like chill. Like you could go up to anyone and just be like, hey,
That's nice
I like
to
your
hear.
outfit or something. So yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so let's talk about seating. Like we sort of talked about that, Kanina, but like, how does it work? Like, do you just have to like look and like find your seat somehow? Like,
Well, so the entrance is usually like guarded, and they'll ask to see your invitation.
do you have to physically bring the invite?
I don't think you necessarily have to. I know some people like bring pictures of the invite or whatever. Sometimes if it's an evite, they actually have like a little tablet or a phone that has like the invite list, and you'd be like, just give your name. But a lot of people bring the physical invites for safety. I did. The Loewe invite was gigantic, by the way, so I did not. Like, it's bigger than my face. If you've seen my TikTok, it's huge. But I saw people bring it. Like, people were bringing it. It was
Not cute for content. Like, where are you gonna? How are you gonna hide that?
so people were bringing it. It was huge. I was like, oh my god. And so from there, when you get to the actual like place where the show is, there's people that lead you to like the sections, but it's up to you to find your seat.
Is your name on the seat?
No, there's like a seat number, and that seat number is on your invite, and so you know it's there.
At least
But
they're
then-
very organized, where like you sort of know.
Yeah,
have
but
a
you know, some
seat.
people try to steal seats.
No way.
I thought that would only happen here, that people steal seats here. But it also happens to actual Paris Fashion Week, you guys. So at the Kenzo show, it's like I said, right, I was there with L'Officiel. So before the show started, I was going around, like getting content, shooting people, all that. So finally, they were like saying, okay, the show's going to start in a few minutes. Please go to your seats. So I'm going to go back to my seat, and someone's sitting, like, and I was like checking. I was like, am I sure this is really my seat? That was really my seat. And he's sitting at my seat. I didn't know what to do. I was going to be like, hi, that's my seat or whatever. I didn't, like, you know what I mean? That's
You know,
my
in the
first
white
show. I
checks,
was getting a
move,
bit,
bitch.
yeah, I was getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
Like, what do I say? What do I do? But thankfully, like, my seatmate was the one that asked him. My seatmate was like, oh, you're actually sitting on his seat.
Yeah.
And he told me, you're going to have, you know, this actually happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
You just have to really like stand your ground and be like, hey, you're in my seat. Otherwise,
'Cause
if
everyone's
you
trying
don't
to do
say
a
that,
job.
they're
Everyone's
gonna
competitive.
steal it. They're gonna take it. And turns out that guy didn't even have a seat. Like, he was like standing. But so that's how seating works.
Rude.
Yeah.
Are there any other like problemos that like happened?
Not
Let's not talk about
necessarily.
the positives. Let's talk about the negatives.
Do you want to talk about the negatives, really?
No. Was there anything else that happened?
Anything bad? I wouldn't
Yeah.
say anything bad. You know what? My fashion week went smoothly, I have to say. Aside from maybe the traffic.
Like,
That
on
was
Paris
crazy.
Traffic. I was there in November with like jazz
Yeah.
dress and stuff, and we were on the way to meet a friend, and we ended up walking, and it took us half the time because the traffic in Paris is crazy, and I can imagine Olympics, Fashion Week. It's a lot worse, you know.
Imagine if Paris traffic is already bad as is. There's also like Olympics, like the road closures. And when I first got to Paris, like, what day was that? Like a day before Fashion Week started, it was like normal and everything, but each day it would get worse because every day, like, there'd be like a new road closure because like we're getting closer to the Olympics. So, oh my God, on my last day, like my day, like when I was leaving Paris, I missed my train. I missed my train to Switzerland. It was that traffic. It took me more than 1 hour to get to the train station.
Marco, you should have left earlier. Also,
I know, but I hate being
Paris
super
needs a
early.
little ways.
I hate being
Not that
super early.
Waze always works, but like
I know. No, my driver was using Waze. It's just that the ETA kept moving because like this bridge was closed, this road is closed. Like there's so many. Like I was kind of happy to be leaving Paris already that day because by that time,
Over
like
it.
it was getting so chaotic already. So yeah, it gets pretty traffic. So that's one thing you have to like sort of plan around if you go to
Just be
Fashion
early,
Week.
you
Just
know?
make sure you have enough time. It's always better to be early than like,
On
be late.
time.
Like if you're early, you can just, even if the doors aren't open, you can like maybe chill in a cafe across the show or
chica.
whatever. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
Stalk
another thing.
people.
Wait, that's another thing. Outside, if you're early, people will take your pictures. Like a lot of like street style photographers.
How do you find those pictures afterwards?
Sometimes they'll like tag you. So actually there's like
They'll
someone
ask
that
for your
interviewed me for I think outside the Kenzo show, whatever, and I didn't know how to find it. And then they randomly found my TikTok and they commented. They're like, "Hey, we're the ones that that like did a video." And then I saw it on
Gabbie, your
their
reach.
TikTok.
Super.
That was so random. I don't know
international.
how they saw it. But they was like, "Oh, it's actually us." But usually they ask for your like handle or whatever. But there were a bunch of people that took my photos where I don't know where those photos are anymore. Like I never saw it. Like I don't know if I looked good there, if I looked horrible. I don't know.
Well, maybe those photos just don't need to.
They'll
be posted.
resurface. They'll
Yeah.
resurface when you least expect them to.
When there's a scandal.
Oh my God,
It's like,
no.
let's find Gabbie's
Knocking on
worst
wood. I do
pictures.
not want to have a scandal in any way, shape, or form.
Same. Okay. So we're gonna do a little game. So you went to 4 shows and 2 like presentations?
Yeah, their presentations.
And so we're just gonna have you rank all of them. Just I don't know. Just
Rank.
because. Yeah. So you went to Loewe, Kenzo, Hermes, Orly, and then Acne and LV. So I just want to know like which
my
one was your
God.
favorite, why, and I'm sure they're all different and special in their own way.
Yeah.
Like no shame in like if you're. Yeah,
I know. This is like actually really hard.
yeah, my brain's dying.
This is super hard because I hate rank. You know this. I hate ranking or calling anything favorite.
I love ranking and calling.
I do
things
not like
favorite.
this. Should I put Loewe as number 1? I don't know why. I really.
You know why I would put Loewe
actually,
first?
why?
Loewe, the men they get.
That wasn't my reason. That wasn't my reason. But
Okay.
I really enjoyed the show and the collection itself was amazing. It's like every like look that came down, I was like, wow. Like I just really loved everything. Loewe is one of my dream shows for sure. Well, actually,
It's a
Loewe
dream
and
show
Hermes
for
were
me.
2 of my dream shows. 2 out of 3. The third one's a secret. So until I get the third one, then you guys will find out what the third one was. But so Loewe was number 1 because I really loved the show and the collection. I guess that also includes like the cute boys in attendance.
It's so.
Also,
I'm
like
a
everyone
frigging
in,
psychic.
everyone in Loewe also was like the looks were giving.
No,
The
they really
guests'
were,
looks
and I was
giving.
like a peasant, like watching it on live.
I love the outfits of everyone
But-
there. I got to bump into a
Yeah,
lot of fun
Jonathan
people.
Anderson
Like I
just
bumped
knows
into
what
like
he's
Brian
up to.
Boy. And I also met Jonathan Anderson at the Loewe after party. So I guess that's also why Loewe is a fave. And he's really nice. Like we got to talk a little bit and he's like such a shy, like low-key guy. But I feel like he's so down to earth.
Yeah.
Like if you were like the creative director of Loewe,
I'd
like
be
if
a
you were Jonathan
snob.
Anderson, yeah, you'd be like, "Oh, don't talk to me. I'm Jonathan Anderson." No, but he's super nice.
Okay, what's
What's
second?
next? Kenzo was also super fun.
Before someone stole your seat.
Oh my gosh, no, you know what? Like the stolen seat was not even that big of a deal, but I was like shocked that it happens. Especially in Paris Fashion Week. I think like, oh, everyone's there.
You think
Like,
everyone's professional?
yeah, I think everyone there is like professional, desperate.
Ooh,
Hermes was
that's
also
the tea.
super fun because Hermes is like, I would say maybe my favorite brand, like just as like a consumer. So that was like,
I feel like it was a full circle moment.
Yeah,
From you being like
for
a
that-
consumer
yeah.
to you actually being able to see like what you want to consume for the next season.
right.
Yeah.
But Hermes, the thing with Hermes is it's not like a huge show. So in
They're
terms
very
of like,
low key in terms of set
yes, it's a
design,
low key
everything.
show.
It's
So in,
very
ter-
if you know, you know, which is very
in terms of
Hermes,
like
you know.
the scale of the show and which show you enjoy attending, that's why I'd put it like below Kenzo because Kenzo's still like a production and it's really nice to attend because like the venue was amazing. It was at the Palais Royal. So
Grab at the accent.
what? I hate you. But like
Well, I lived in
it
Switzerland.
was
and I literally
outside
can't
and it was
speak an ounce of
gorge.
French.
Like the place was gorgeous and again a lot of like celebrity guests and it was a big show. So Loewe and Kenzo were like the 2 bigger shows in terms
Saw
of
your celebrity crush who's no longer your celebrity
oh my god.
crush.
Technically he's not a celebrity. If you guys want to know, he's an influencer. He's not from the Philippines, by the way.
From China.
Why are you exposing the country? Oh my god. There's like
But he's so
people are gonna
cute.
guess. People are already gonna guess who it is. But you know what?
Follow a bunch of Chinese influencers before
I'm
this
gonna
comes
unfollow
out.
him now so people won't find it.
I'm not because he's friggin' cute.
Yeah, he's not that cute in person. He's nice though. So that's good. At least he's not like a snob. He's not like
Yeah.
unfriendly.
Being nice
He's
is
friendly.
good,
He's just
though.
not. He's slightly catfish.
Oof.
Slightly.
I hope we're not slightly catfishing. But no, I think that's good. I think I also want to know, like, so I plan on going eventually, you know, when the time's right and everything sort of lands in place. Maybe in New York or something first, not necessarily Paris. But what are your do's and don'ts?
Ooh. Do plan your like outfits and everything.
Also, I think content. Just so
Yeah,
you're not
do plan your. I was
frazzled
gonna
when
say
you're there.
you do need to plan like a sort of schedule, but the thing is, don't plan things where like you don't have time to insert new things into your
Yeah.
schedule because, like I said, there's a lot of last minute like invites to shows or maybe in the showroom. There are after parties. There's a lot of other things that go on in between the shows. So you need like to leave like space for that. But definitely what you'll want to plan is your outfits, your content, and you have to be organized with like whatever shows you have confirmed already. Like sort of plan it out and map it out already in terms of logistics as well. Getting there, how are you gonna get there? Oh my gosh, that's another. Do get a driver. Like,
You can afford.
I'm so sorry. Like that's the thing. Like I know that's gonna be expensive, probably.
But it's worth it. You're not going to miss
but
any of the shows.
Yeah, you know what? Like I got to speak to some guests that don't get drivers and stuff. They go through the hassle also of needing to book an Uber. First of all, Ubers are not cheap. Ubers in Paris are
They're
not
so expensive.
cheap.
I took the train 'cause, like,
During
F
Fashion
that.
Week, you know how crazy it is. Like a lot of people are trying to book for whatever reason. They're trying
At
to
the same
book, like,
time, with the
like maybe
traffic.
not the show, but like there's a lot going on where like they'll need a car, right? So it's sometimes it'll take a while for you to book an Uber, and you're not gonna want to miss a show, right?
You flew all the way there just to miss a
Also,
show.
you don't want to super be dressed up in the metro. Like you're exactly. It's dangerous. It's scary.
Okay, what's a don't?
Don't.
Be not chic.
That's a given. Don't be not chic.
Yeah.
Don't be unsociable. Like you
You're there to
definitely
meet people,
Yeah,
you
put
know?
yourself out there, talk to people, meet people.
Maybe have an espresso right before just so you're like,
Yeah.
whoop, ready to talk to people.
Loosen up a little bit, I think also. Don't be too nervous because I think it's also about having fun.
You're there to have fun.
You're
you
there to
know?
have fun too. Like Fashion Week is also a job, but I'd say like most of the people that go there are just really passionate about fashion. So they're having fun. Don't like be too stiff or anything because that's gonna ruin your whole experience.
Exactly. And I think to wrap this all up, is it worth it? Like you spent a lot of time, energy, money, bought a lot of clothes, everything. Do you think it's worth it? And like to everyone watching, like, is it for everyone? Is it something that
It's not for everyone. That's what I'm gonna say. It's definitely not for everyone. It's a huge like investment. And the thing is like it's not even an investment if like fashion really isn't your thing. So that's the thing. If you can afford it and you can afford to go, even if you can afford it, if like I would say like if you're not as passionate about fashion, even if you can afford it, it's like a waste of money. Because it really costs a lot. Like brands are not gonna like fly you out there and host you in a hotel unless you're
passionate and really get it?
unless you're like a big celebrity. So you're like probably for the first fashion weeks you're gonna have to like finance
Rough it out.
yourself
Yeah.
and
And
like
that's-
like what we talked about. I did not have a team. First of all, I cannot afford to have to fly out like a whole ass team and everything. I'm like a humble creator here. So I did
Humble
everything. But can
queen.
you imagine like the work that you'd have to do? You'd have to like edit all your videos, you shoot them yourself, you style yourself and everything. So that's really a lot of work that you're gonna have to put in. So you're definitely not gonna enjoy, you're not gonna last if you're not passionate about fashion, passionate about the brands. Because a lot of people that are there, they're doing it because they're just really happy to be there, even if like they get nothing
It's
out
their
of
dream.
it. They don't
It's
need to
their
get anything out
dream.
of it.
No money, actually negative.
Negative, exactly negative, because you're like spending so much just to be there. But
it's worth it if you love it.
It's worth it if you love it. So it's really that. It depends what your goal is. You need to be there for the right reasons. And I think the right reason is just because you like it. That's it.
I love that. I think I learned a lot, and I'm hoping you guys have all learned a lot. Yes. I think that's it. I think this is a good second episode. This is the first time we're actually seeing each other since you've been back. So I had a lot of dying questions. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Tune in to our next episode, which
will be soon.
I feel like we know the topics. I feel like it's a little emotional.
Is it really? You'll have to wait.
My vape. Okay. My vape fell, so I feel like this is the end. But see you guys.
Bye.